Fantasy, sci-fi, contemporary is more than a simple choice. It is a prism of endless possibilities, where a single choice can branch out into infinite realities, creating alternate worlds from the ones you know. I am the TBR Assemble cards, and I am here to guide you through the vast new realities. Follow me and ponder the question, what the hell am I going to read next? Hey everyone, and welcome to the return of TBR Assemble. I am so excited for TBR Assemble to finally be back. The strikes are officially over in Hollywood, which means I can now use my TBR Assemble cards again, which is so exciting. I've been waiting to do this for a very long time now, and I'm so excited to finally bring them back again. What I will say is that I'm not going to be using the TBR board this month to help me choose exactly which genres I'm going for, simply because I can't remember where I was last time I was filming it. So instead I've decided I'm just going to pick whatever I want from these cards, because it is December, it's a little treat to me, and then I will start at 1 again in January. So let's get picking and seeing exactly what I'm going to read for this month. Because December is going to be a busy month, I'm going to start with the comic section, because you can never go wrong with comics in my mind, to be honest, and I've got a lot of comics I wouldn't mind reading this month if I can, especially with What If Season 2 coming out. So let's start with the fan here, and I'm going to go over here, I think. That is Stan Lee, Any Comic I Want. Could not have been a more perfect card, to say the least. That is absolutely brilliant. I've got multiple in mind that I could use for that. First card I got was Stan Lee, Any Comic I Want, which was so exciting because, I mean, I really needed this, because I have a lot of comics that I want to read this month. Specifically, everything to do with the What If TV series, because Series 2 is about to come out on Disney Plus from the 22nd of December, I think it is, all the way through to the 30th. So there's one every single day. So what I'm going to be doing is reading comics to do with What If itself, and like What If comics that I can find. I think there's one to do with Loki, there's one to do with Moon Knight, and a couple of others, so I may try and read those. Then there is also like the comics I want to read as well to do with the characters featured in the series, this kind of thing. So when I say any comic I want, I literally just mean whatever I can find that ties into the What If series, and I am very excited to do that. You have no idea. I'm going to go for comics again, because why not? And I'm going to go over this side. Yeah, I'm going to go for this one here. Billy and Tommy, an LGBTQI+ author or main character. I reckon I can probably fill that. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to read for that. That's good. I know exactly what I'm going to read for that. Then my second prompt was Billy and Tommy, LGBTQI+ author or main character. So I'm going for Grant Morrison's Klaus, because Grant Morrison is a non-binary author, and their series Klaus is all about the early days of Santa by way of sort of Violent Night, I guess you could say. It's very much like a fantasy action type comic. It's really fun. I have had a really good time reading the first one last year, so I really want to continue on with the series this year. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I absolutely love this. It is the closest thing I'm going to get to Christmas reading, and I'm okay with that. And I'm just really excited because I love Klaus so much. And then final one for comics, I'm going to go in the middle, actually, because I haven't gone in the middle yet, and that is I Love You 3000, reread an old favourite. That's a nice way to end the year. That's a very nice way to end the year. My next prompt was I Love You 3000, which is to reread an old favourite, so I'm going for Marvel 1602 by Neil Gaiman, because there is heavy rumour that one of the episodes of What If this year is going to be What If the Avengers were in the year 1602. And that's what essentially this is, like, what if our Marvel heroes were in the year 1602? And I mean, the TV show is only half an hour long, so it's probably, the sun's now just really sort of shining in here, so please ignore, like, the brightness coming through, but never mind. Anyway, the episode is not going to cover anywhere near as much as this comic did, because this comic also features the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and a whole load of other things. But at the same time, I'm still so excited to see it even partially adapted into the MCU. I've wanted it for a really long time, so I'm just ridiculously ridiculously excited to see it, and I will just be screaming about that episode for a while, a very long while, and also reading this comic. So essentially, I saw this card, I saw an opportunity, and I am taking it. I was going to read it anyway, but this card just made it even easier. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. Next we're going to go for fantasy, because I mean, I'm a fantasy nerd. I love fantasy, and I've got a lot of fantasy books I still want to read this year. I'm going to go over to this one, and that is America Chavez, set in a different universe. Perfect, couldn't be more perfect if it tried. Actually, that's actually an Own Voices card. I apparently got them mixed up. Anyway, that's still going to count. I'm going to have that as an Own Voices prompt anyway, so yeah, I'm going for setting in a different universe. Then for America Chavez, my surprise prompt, which was to read a book set in a different universe that is Own Voices, I've gone for Shattered Midnight by Donnie L. Clayton. This is the second book in the Mirror series, which is a series following one family and the curse that follows them throughout the years, and each book is written by a different author. This one specifically is Donnie L. Clayton. Then the other ones were, the first one was Julie C. Dow, the third one is J.C. Cervantes, and then the final one is L.L. McKinney. And I really enjoyed the first book, so I'm really excited to see where this one's going to go. I don't really know much about this further than it's set in New Orleans, Louisiana in 1928. That's all I really want to know. I want to go into this one without much knowledge, and I'm just generally really excited to continue on with this series. Then I'm going to go for another fantasy prompt, because I mean, that wasn't a fantasy prompt. So anyway, I'm going to go over this side again. I'm going to pick up this one, Kingo, a fun book. Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to go for that one. Yeah, I think I know. Then for Kingo's fun book, the sun has moved a little bit and now I'm sort of in shadow. Again, I apologise. Natural daylight in winter is not exactly good. But anyway, the fun book prompt, I'm going for the Cassandra Clare book, The Lost Book of the White. This is the second one in a sort of mini series to do with Magnus and Alec, and this one specifically is when two thieves are like breaking into Magnus's place and stealing the Lost Book of the White. They stab Magnus with a strange magical weapon in the process, and now they're going to have to drop everything to follow the thieves to Shanghai. And I reckon this is going to be fun, because I always have a fun time with the Shadowhunters universe, specifically anything to do with Magnus. I find Magnus really fun to follow. He's definitely my favourite Shadowhunter of the lot of them, or like Shadowhunter character I should say, and I just know it's going to be a fun time. There's going to be a lot of jokes in here, this kind of thing, and it's just going to be a sort of nice, light, fun thing to end the year on. And then one final prompt, again I am going to go for fantasy, so I'm going to go over this side this time, and that is Magneto, a morally grey character. I definitely think I can figure something out for that. Definitely. Then for Magneto, it was to read a morally grey fantasy, and I've gone for a morally grey sci-fi because it is December. I am not following my own rules at this point. I'm just going for whatever fits prompts, and for that I'm instead going for the Hunger Games Mockingjay, because spoiler alert, I did not get to this in November. I was fully planning to, but it just did not happen. I know it's not going to happen, even though it's only the 22nd right now of November as I am filming this. I know I am not going to get to this book. I just know I'm not, so instead I am moving it into December so I can say I finished the trilogy within the year. Either way, I am counting this though for morally grey, just because I know that there's people like Hey Mitch in here, and people like this who are very morally grey characters, and that is why I'm counting it. So yeah, I'm going to be finally finishing off the Hunger Games trilogy as well in December. Then there was one more prompt to go, and that was the Watcher prompt that I got from the Gwenpool Picks bit, and that was to read a book I've been eyeing up for years, so I'm finally going to read Eragon. I have been saying all year that I'm going to read Eragon, and I've left it to the last possible moment to do it. For no apparent reason, I don't know what was wrong with me. I just decided that I wasn't going to read, like, I was just not in the mood to read this, and now I've gone, right, I'm putting my foot down, I'm finally reading the book. So I am finally going to read Eragon. This one is all about, like, dragons and this kind of thing. I don't really know much about the story. I'm trying to go into this one without much knowledge of it, just to say that I can just get it off my shelf, because this chunker has been there since 2006. It's been here for nearly, like, well, nearly 20, Jesus, it's nearly been on my shelf for nearly 20 years. It's about time I read it, so that is what I'm going to finally do. I'm going to put my foot down and I am finally going to read Eragon. And then as for anything else I want to read, there is obviously the Doctor Who collection, and I'm not going to go through every single book on that list because I did that in this video here, and editing me hates me for, like, making that video because it took far too long to make, and I'm not going to do it again, so I'm just going to link you up above to that. But I'm going to be trying to read as many Doctor Who books as I can because, I mean, it's the 60th anniversary, David and Catherine are back, Russell T Davies is back, and I'm just going to be making the most of that by reading as many David Tennant based Doctor Who books and comics I can get my hands on, so I'm going to be doing all of those as well. Editing me quickly coming in here as well to say that I am also going to be doing graphics-a-thon, which has just been announced at time of me filming this clip here, so I didn't have time to make a TBR or anything, but I will still be taking part. I'll probably be doing the prompts throughout the entire month, not just the actual dates of the readathon, which is from the 1st to the 10th, but I'll see what I'm going to do. I haven't decided a proper TBR yet or anything else. I just know that I'm going to be doing it, so I wanted to put it in this video because this is a TBR video. And actually, I also forgot to say that I will still be doing the Clear Your readathon as well, but again, I'm kind of like just fitting whatever book I can fit into whatever prompt there is that I haven't fulfilled already, because that's kind of how I do this readathons. And with that out the way, back to previous me with the rest of the video. And that is about it for what I need to read, and I mean, it's enough to be getting on with because this stack alone works out at about 150 pages a day with the available days I've got in December, because obviously December is Christmas time, there's a lot of things going on, and I've decided that I'm going to try and read also a ton of Doctor Who books, so I don't think I'm going to get to the entire stack, but I'm going to at least try it. I'm going to say that I'm going to at least try to get through all of these, but if I miss off a couple and read a couple of Doctor Who books instead, that's fine. I will still enjoy myself, it's still great reading, I'm still going to have a good time, but I mean, it's December, I'm going to try and take it slightly easy, but we will see how it goes. And that is the end of this TBR video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me which book I should start with, I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a dragon emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics, which will have a ton of stuff on The Watcher, What If, all of that kind of stuff in the month of December if you're interested in that. I'll also leave a link as well down below to my Etsy store that sells bookish merch if you're interested in that, and if you actually want to pick anything up in time for Christmas, please order by December the 3rd because that is the cut-off point for guaranteed Christmas delivery, so check it all out and get ordering before December the 3rd for any of your reader friends or anything else. It'll all be linked down below. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. Until next time everyone, bye!